spicy.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Spicy Chronicles. I'm your host, Courtney Shav, and you know who's here?
Your boy Joe Lindo in the building.
All
What
right.
up, what up?
You got a little Cinco de Mayo shimmy going on over there.
Feel a little spicy.
Arriba! So today's episode is called Who All Gonna Be There? You guys have anonymously submitted your stories about the time you had group sex. I am like,
All right.
right? We love a group moment.
Yeah, we like community.
Community. Right, we love that.
Human beings were built off of community.
Right.
So why not sex?
I love that. But before we get into it, we're going to go ahead and play a game called This or That, sponsored by the game This or That. Let's go jump into it right now.
Cool.
Christy from the Bronx asked, would you rather have sexual tension with your boss or sexual tension with your college professor?
Shit. An A or a raise? Show me the money. Show me the money.
So the sexual tension with your boss?
My boss, right. And if she's older, you know, I'm trying to get the AARP. I mean, we're trying to get it.
Not you trying to be in the pension plan.
I mean,
She has.
PPP is dry, so we gotta go for something else. You know what I mean?
I think I'm gonna do a sexual tension with my college professor because I don't want to act on any of it. And you know, you have a shorter time with a college professor than you do your boss.
That's true.
So I rather like have a sexual tension with my college professor.
Nah, give me my boss just in case she slip up. Harassment.
You know, I did have a little crush on one of my college professors. But he was like not my type at all. He was tall. He was my history professor, tall, kind of dorky, but like he knew his shit.
Oh, so his intelligence turned you.
Yeah, his intelligence turned me on. I was like, and he was white, and I don't date white men, so it's like, wow, Mr. White Guy, you had me.
Nerds can get some pussy too.
They say that the nerds be putting it down.
I believe it.
Pound town.
You know why? Because they've been studying so much. They know what to do. Most niggas don't know how to study. You know what I mean? They don't know how to study the body. The nerds, they geeks with it. They be on their Rain Man shit.
They also say that the men who watch anime be on it too.
Really?
Like the super anime, like.
Really?
Yeah, I've heard that a couple of times on the Twitter world.
I've never known.
I've never known either. Yo, because I usually, like with the guys I date, I'm the one who usually watch anime and they don't. So it's like, I never experienced that before. So.
Interesting. Okay.
All right. Got the next one?
Yes, I do. So, the King of Pods on IG submitted Super Mario costume sex or Sonic costume sex? So you want to knock the coins out or knock the coins out?
The rings out?
The rings out, yeah.
Knock the rings out my pussy, baby. Sonic.
Okay.
Go through the loopy-loop and knock the rings out my pussy. Knock the rings out my pussy.
Right. They use the vibrator, the two-headed vibrator for tails.
Yeah. Nah, I can't.
Yo, and then the egg vibrator for Dr. Robot.
Oh, yeah.
You keep going. Alright, I want to knock the Sonic rings out of some pussy. I didn't knock the ring, the
IUD?
Yeah.
You knocked the IUD out of pussy?
Before, yeah. So why not the Sonic ring?
Wait a minute.
Why?
How did it came out like with your dick?
Yeah.
It was hooked onto your dick and it came out?
It was on the condom.
Oh, okay.
I was scared because I didn't know. I just didn't know. I was like,
wow.
Yeah. Good times.
Good times.
Shout out to you.
And our last this or that actually is about our topic, of course. Trayvon from Baltimore submitted
Baltimore.
Swinger party or hedonism.
What's the difference?
You know what? I was saying the same thing. Okay, so
Especially after the hedonism Houston that just passed.
Oh, Mocha Fest?
Oh, Mocha Fest. I'm thinking.
Yeah, that was Mocha Fest.
Yeah.
But it could have been hedonism the way they was acting at Mocha
Right.
Fest. So let's explain a couple of things here.
Yeah.
Let's first explain hedonism.
Yes.
So it's basically like a resort in Jamaica.
Yes.
And people go there who are sexually open and they, it's an adult resort. So titties be out, ass be out, dick be out. You can have parties or you could just like watch people. It's really just it's like a vacation.
Community sex.
Right. And you don't even have to have sex if you don't want to. You can just literally just watch or just want to be naked. Maybe you're a nudist and you just want to be fucking naked. Swinger party, well, we know like most of the people there are coupled up.
Right.
And they have sex with multiple people.
Right.
So, and then we get to, what was the other thing that you just had said?
The Mocha Fest?
Yeah, so Mocha Fest is none of this. Mocha Fest is actually a party thrown in multiple destinations. And people just party, just like a big ass day party. But Mocha Fest looked like hedoism.
Now, right.
In Houston.
That's crazy.
Well,
I don't know. I really got confused before, but I thought Mocha Fest did what hedonism did as well.
It's just a big ass party.
Oh, they just freaky.
They freak man.
Yeah.
Woo!
That was interesting.
So, what do you think? Swinger party or hedonism?
I think hedonism only because I'll be on the beach. It'll be in Jamaica. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can run, go see family, get some fresh coconut, and then have a shorty slob with my coconut. You know what I mean? So it works. Yeah.
I'm actually going to go with that too because rather than being inside, it's nice to be outside. Warm weather.
Right. Blue waters and
right.
shit. I mean,
I'd rather have that there. So, yeah. So if you guys want to submit any this or that submissions, go ahead and click a link on the description below. Do you have a this or that submission? Take a picture of the QR code or click the link in the description for your chance to be featured in an upcoming episode.
I was just curious to see which of my coworkers would want to fuck me, and you always find these things out at the holiday parties. It was an open bar, and it was getting kind of crazy already. Someone had already threw up in the bathroom, and others were asking to get rooms to hotels. My boss walks in with a very attractive woman. He's introducing this woman as his wife. Let's call it Carla. And in my head, I'm laughing like, what woman deals with him? He finally introduces his wife to me, and I flash a smile and shake her hand. And what happened next? I don't know if it was the liquor, but I rubbed my thumb gently over her hand. She gave me a look like she was bashful, but liked the attention. My boss, however, didn't pay attention to our moment because he was too busy having a pissing competition with someone from upper management. I walked away.
Before we get into the stories, let's have a little foreplay with wordplay. Every time you hear this word, take a pull of your spliff, a sip of your drink, or a shot when you hear the word moan. The hell?
Said moan.
That's how you moan, Joe?
Sometimes.
Whoa.
Sometimes.
Oh my God. That's not a good moan, Joe.
That's something you just clap on the back. Like, that was good. What?
All right, let's just get into the stories because that was wild. This first one is called The Setup. So myself and my girlfriend decided to go to a swinger party. After a few weeks of deliberations, we went. It was more our speed as it was mostly black and Latin flavors there. Seasonings. Yeah. Single men were allowed, and I did notice men outnumbered women. So after some drinks and mingling, couples were going off to private rooms. We found one and got it going. Another couple came in naked and jumped in with us immediately. Me and the other guy high-fived and switched ladies. Things are going great. Then two single guys come in clearly ready to go. One guy gets the lady I'm smashing from the front, and the other guy grabs my wife's hair and puts a ridiculously big dick in her mouth.
No, what?
Wait,
What?
for what reason? For some reason, I'm enjoying the show and my own actions. After a while, I explode a massive load in this dude's wife, and she basically taps out and she says she's going to the bar real quick. So now I'm watching three guys destroying my wife. So I was watching the extra big guy lay down, and they toss her on top of him, and then one of them whispers something in her ear, and he slid his dick into my wife's ass. Mind you, we had anal sex a few times, but never seriously. I'm like, what the hell?
I'm like, what the hell?
Then, of course, the third guy stands over them and goes in her mouth. She moans. Now I'm watching my wife with these three guys at the same time, and I'm actually rock hard. I stand next to the guy she's blowing as best as she could. I grab whatever free body part I could find, which was her hand, and
He did moral support?
No, it wasn't moral support.
Oh, okay.
So he finds a hand and makes her stroke him.
Oh, okay.
After a few, the guy in her ass busts his load, and I immediately jump in to replace him. The guy getting head, nuts, and of course Mr. Big Shot throws her around for 4 more positions while we watch the show. That's when they told me they all knew each other and they've been in the lifestyle for a few years.
Oh, the dudes.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm like, wow, we got set up, kinda. I guess the weird thing is the ride home was peaceful and we never had any arguments or anything about what happened. Actually, we might do it again. Wow. I'm gonna applaud this guy for not having his ego
That's real.
in the way and just letting his wife really enjoy these 3 men.
I would have did the same minus the nigga with the big dick.
He said ridiculously big dick.
That sounded crazy. Like the way he described it, I use my imagination because I'm a creative to be like, nah, that sound like.
It sounds like what's that porn star name that he be sitting on the edge of the bed and it'd be like, yeah, that's what I was thinking immediately.
Oh, I forgot homeboy's name.
I forgot his name.
I know the meme from that shit.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, shout outs to him though. I really love how he just really put his ego to the side.
Yeah,
his wife enjoyed herself.
I'm all for women enjoying themselves whatever way they want to enjoy themselves, but again, that big dick part.
Like, nah, nigga, you gotta go in the corner.
I'm a hide. I mean, he got a shotty, but if he got a fucking
bazooka on him,
war machine, like, what are we doing here? Like, nah, get out. You're not allowed.
What are you rating the story?
The rest of y'all small dick niggas stay. You leave.
Average dick stay. Big niggas move.
Only one big dick in here. The rest of y'all niggas.
Y'all gotta go. Y'all not expecting the dick as it go in the door. Like, nah, nigga, nope. Not you.
Nope.
Not you.
Too much girth. No. Try again.
All right. So, what are you rating the story?
No, it's a 5 Chili Pepper because they turned into a little totem pole and all of that. Right?
They did. He said, huh. Yo, I'm giving this 5 chili peppers. This
5.
shit was spicy as fuck.
Oh, dude.
I love when people are just open and they just know who they are sexually.
Yeah, that's dope.
Love that. Love that for
people
him.
who know themselves for sure.
All right. Our next story is called Carpet Cleaner.
Okay. Hoover. Okay.
Roomba.
Right.
I unexpectedly ended up in an orgy with my then boyfriend and a couple of his friends who happened to be women. My ex and I had an open relationship and it worked great until he started lying. One thing about open relationships, there has to be complete honesty, vulnerability, and communication. If you don't have any of these, it's not going to work at all.
That's true.
The orgy happened when we were at our peak happiness, so everything felt and tasted amazing.
And tasted.
We were gone off weed and shrooms at my ex's crib. Usually when I combine the two, I get extra horny and ready to glide my wet pussy lips all over his face.
Like a slug.
Now, that was no exception here. I started touching on his dick through his basketball shorts and he gave me a deep kiss right in front of everyone. His friends were just staring, and you could tell they were getting lusty. There were 3 other girls in the room, so out of nowhere, they started kissing each other and touching on each other. My boyfriend and I stopped what we were doing to watch them, and we looked at each other in shock. Like, we knew they were fluid in their sexuality, but we didn't know they were an occasional throuple. They started to take off their clothes and moaned in between each kiss and nipple biting and sucking. Once their clothes were all off, one girl started eating out her friend while the other one was riding her face. This turned me on in a way that I never imagined. My ex then slips his hand down my pants and started playing with my pussy. He told me to watch them and don't take my eyes off of them. I was in pure bliss. My pussy started creaming something crazy. I moaned in his ear and I wanted to join them. He looked at me in shock, but in the heat of everything, I wanted to try something new. He told me to come here and sat me on the couch. The one who was riding the other girl's face continued to ride, but I stuck her face in my pussy and she started to spit and lick on my clit. I was moaning loudly. It was like an orchestra of women moaning and saying, "Oh, fuck." My ex stood on the couch. He whipped out his dick and told me to suck it. He was directing the shit out of this orgy, telling the girls to eat each other's ass, spit on her ass, suck her titty, ride her face, all the while his whole dick was in my mouth.
Let's go, Scorsese. I see you. I see you out here.
2 girls ended up squirting on each other and catching it in each other's mouths.
Squirters.
And I was building up my squirt as the girl who was eating me started caressing my G-spot while fingering me.
Oh, shit.
I lost control and squirted in her mouth. She then spit it back in my mouth, and then I spat it in my ex's mouth. We all swallowed.
Oh, my God. What's her name?
It's anonymous!
Oh, yeah. Something behind the scenes.
My...
Shit, that's her ex. I mean, she's single.
My ex carpet was soaked and ruined. He tried getting up the stains for weeks. He just ended up replacing the carpet at the end. We had a good time after that.
You should have called Stanley Steamers.
They would have got those things out real quick.
Stanley Steamers.
Wow. It was a lot going on there.
That was amazing.
It was a lot of cum swapping.
It went from Eyes Wide Shut to Hurricane Harbor.
Right.
In 2.5 seconds.
It was a lot of cum swapping.
I see.
Like, have you ever done that? Like, have you ever, like...
I ain't gonna hold you. I'm a nasty nigga, so yeah, I have.
Wait, what? Do you know what I was gonna ask?
Go ahead. I'll probably say yeah.
Okay, so have you ever nutted in a girl's mouth? She swallowed some and then she tried to spit some back in your mouth?
Yeah. Well, not spit, but we tongue kiss. Like,
okay, but she didn't spit it back in your mouth?
Nah. I think I might have gagged if she had did all of that. Just the visual of it.
Okay.
But she had it some in her mouth when we did it.
Oh.
But she didn't just like baby bird, mama bird.
So I did that.
Oh.
I did that before, yeah. It was actually pretty cool. Like
I believe it. I don't know.
I was like, let me just spit this right back in your mouth.
You know what it is? Like damn, I'm too blunt sometimes.
No, this is Spicy Chronicles.
I know, but you know me. That's what I'm saying. But like when I nut a lot. It'd be like clean up on
I see what
9.
you mean.
So it'd be like
la 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 la. No, I'm just kidding.
You know what I mean? I don't want to. It's yeah,
okay. I see.
yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, don't.
Okay.
I don't want to
Okay.
My bad. See, this is why
Okay.
I try to stop myself.
Okay. All right, I don't want to hear no more. Oh my God. Wait. Someone passed me chili pepper in my ear. Jesus Christ.
Burn my eardrums.
Burn my eardrums. Thank you very much. So then also I'm guessing you've ate a woman out. She squirt. You spit right back in her mouth.
Should be like a full water fountain. Treat her shit like Triple H. Like,
no!
Wanna play the game? I be out here. I love me some squirters. Get my little Hunter Ray boots and shit. Playing the ball.
Oh, you got your fucking hat on, your raincoat, and you're like
the water puddle and shit.
Don't forget your umbrella, nigga.
Shit. I know. Forget it. I know I'm thinking too about umbrellas in the rain. That's another story for another day.
All right. We actually have another story here.
Okay.
Which I was actually really happy about. This one was pretty wild too. But I feel like all group sex is pretty wild. Mm-hmm. So
I feel like it could. Well, I feel like if there's a party in the group sex that's corny, that could make it kind of.
Yeah. But actually, before we get into this story, we forgot to rate the other story. I thought, like, all across the board, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5.
Five puddles.
Right,
puddles.
5.
Yeah, five water guns.
Yeah, the water guns.
Yeah.
All right, now we can get into this story.
Right.
This one's called Birthday Girl.
Okay. You like birthday girls.
So it was 5 of us in total. Me, my shorty, her 2 besties, and one of the besties' boyfriends. So total 2 guys, 3 girls.
Okay.
So including him, he was a guy.
Right.
3 other girls. We went out for one of the girls' birthdays and went back to her crib afterwards. We were all in the kitchen chilling when the birthday girl whips out her man's dick and started sucking it.
Holy shit.
So we hype, cheering it on.
Yeah.
The other girls get up and the other girl gets up and holds her hair back while she sucked and begins pushing her mouth deeper on his dick. Oh wow. My shorty then gets up and pulls down the birthday girl's top and started caressing and slapping and sucking her breasts. Things are getting loud and people are home, so we take this party to the big ass bathroom. I don't know where it came from, but a pink vibrator appeared. The friend starts rubbing the vibrator on the birthday girl's pussy while she's sucking on her man's dick. My shorty then pulls my dick out and started slurp jerk 3000 on my dick.
Huh?
The friend stops using the vibrator on the birthday girl because now her man is in doggy style.
Uh-huh.
The friend then whips out my shorty's breasts and starts sucking on them.
The birthday girl.
No, his shorty.
No. Who whooped out his shorty's breasts?
The other girl, not the birthday girl.
Okay.
So there's like...
There's 3 girls. Yeah,
there's 3 girls. So there's 2 couples here, 2
Right.
couples here, and there's 1 girl who's like going back and forth between both
Shout
of
out
them.
to that's the 6th man of the year right there.
6th man of the
She
year.
holding it down. She playing both sides of offense and defense. You know what I mean? She's covering the bases. You know, boxing out in the paint. She knows what she's doing. Shout out to her.
So the friend whips out my shorty's breasts and started sucking on them. She then starts massaging my balls and begins jerking me off at the same time my shorty sucking my dick. My shorty says she's about to come for her in a sexy moaning voice. And I explode in my shorty's mouth while her friend is holding her head in place, telling her to take all of it and swallow it.
Damn.
The birthday girl took a break from her boyfriend, and her and my shorty grabs the friend, pins her down to the floor, and takes her clothes off. My shorty started using the vibrator on the friend nice and slow, while the birthday girl is sucking on her breast and playing with her clit. They both speed up, going faster and deeper with the vibrator and rubbing her clit immensely. The friend squirted and creamed all over the vibrator, shaking like she has been possessed.
Oh.
By then, it was already 4 a.m., so we all dipped and never spoke about that night ever again.
Wow. Damn. Definitely 5 vibrators for sure.
Do they have that emoji? What's close to a vibrator in emojis?
That's a good question.
Oh, the magic wand.
5
magic wands.
5 magic wands.
We love that. Shout out to the vibrators.
Yo, facts.
Oh my gosh, love it there. Yeah, I think it was interesting how people can just like all be friends and then end up in a session like that, and then not talk about it afterwards.
I've definitely been in situations like not group wise, but I've been in situations where me and a friend did something and we literally never spoke about it after. It was dope, but it was just like, yo, that was that moment.
Yeah.
It's that lightning in that bottle. We don't need to open it back up and keep going. So
I feel like a group would be a little bit more intense.
And better.
Yeah.
Because it'd be more taboo.
Right.
And it'd be like, I know what you did.
Right. It's all like an inside joke.
Right.
So everybody's in on it.
Right.
And like outside people are like, what are they talking about? Why do they keep...
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So that would be way better for sure.
All right. Those were all of our stories. If you guys have an anonymous story that you want to be told on the show, go ahead and click the link on the description below. All right, guys. We'll be right back.
This is the first time I've ever seen a woman give me head and make herself squirt at the same time. I've never seen no shit like this.
Nice.
I've never, all while standing up. So she's like standing up, bending over, giving me head and rubbing herself at the same time, making herself squirt and suck my dick at the same time. I've never in my life seen no shit like that. Never.
Nice. I'm glad you.
And I was pissed off
Glad
because
you
not only
experienced
did that shit get on my fucking jeans, I had to go perform with splatter all over my motherfucking jeans.
All right, you know what time it is. It is time for some spicy advice. So this person submits, I have genital herpes, but I would like to get into more of the lifestyle activities. How should I go about this?
Wow.
So I thought about this, and there's several things. Because one, you got to do your research, you know, whatever. And of course, like I always say, you know, speak to your doctor about, you know, how you can take safe precaution sex and all that stuff. But this is what I've gathered when I was on the internet. So first thing is that if you want to get into more of the lifestyle, you have to be taking your medication.
Right. That's the first thing that came to my mind.
Yes, you have to take your medication. Your medication prevents you and your partner from potentially getting herpes.
Outbreak or herpes.
And, yeah, especially when you're outbreak. And then if you're outbreaking, you should not getting any of the activity. If you're outbreaking, please, please, please do not engage in any sexual activities until the sores are completely gone.
You got something on the bench, you can't play in the game.
Right. There is something called viral shedding. So that could happen, meaning that, you know, when the herpes virus is shedding, that you can possibly get it. There is slight chances of that, but it's not like a huge thing.
Got it.
So first, we got make sure you're taking medication and do not engage into any sexual activities if you have an outbreak. The third one is being comfortable about saying that you have genital herpes and expressing that to people that you're having sex with. I know it's very uncomfortable. There's this whole stigma with herpes. And people think that it's kind of like HIV, where you can potentially die. But even with HIV,
you live a long time.
You live a long time with PrEP.
Right.
So it's not a death sentence. Genital herpes is not a death sentence. You just have to be more proactive about making sure you're safe and your partner's safe. Also, make sure you use a condom, of course.
Right.
Condoms are, you know. So once you're comfortable with what you have and you're comfortable disclosing that information to people, you know, start going to parties and lifestyles and make sure you were disclosing your status to people.
Right.
And I know that's kind of, it can be a little, you can be apprehensive of it because people can be like, oh, you got herpes, or I don't want to catch it.
Right.
And, you know, people have a right to say yes or no to have sex with you if you disclose your status to them. But I want you to be okay with whatever decision that is, whatever that other person decides to.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, yeah, that's all that I have. That's all I've gathered for that. What do you have, Joe?
Kind of piggybacking off of you, I like the first thing you said with the research. Definitely do your research. Make sure that it's okay for you to participate, talking to your doctors, letting them know what you want to do with your lifestyle, and hopefully they have the professional wherewithal to be able to navigate that world for you, because that is a new territory getting into that lifestyle. Everything else you said is also on point, from the condoms to the disclosing and the communication. That's very, very important. Taking your medication is very, very important. Not only for you, but for anyone that's going to be around you. Like, you have to be selfless in that moment and make sure that you do what's right for everybody in that community. So, yeah, you hit it on the head.
Yeah. So if you guys have any sexual dilemma that you want to have presented on the show, go ahead and click the link on the description below. We got you. All right, guys, that has been another episode of Spicy Chronicles. I'm your host, Courtney Shav.
And I've been your co-host, Joe Lindo.
And always remember to keep it spicy.
That's spicy.